As you notice, Jonathan has shaved his beard and cut his hair and gotten a perm. He's now in the band.
Jonathan's laughed at me.
Is that John? What was that? I was like, that's nothing like Jonathan. Jonathan's taking a couple of days off. He's flew in the coop. He's gone and taking a nap.
He's left the nest.
Anyway, we're talking about modding guitars. To mod or not to mod?
That's right.
That is the question.
That is the question, right?
And before we can kick into it so much, like this kind of what came in our mind because this is something I sort of threw the gauntlet down. And I was talking with some of the cats at this guitar company too. I was like, I think PRS's Silver Sky SE will be a highly modded monster.
Absolutely, I definitely agree.
And one of the most modded guitars, maybe. I think it's gonna be the top selling guitar of the next year and one of the highest modded guitars.
Yeah, I mean, I know we were talking about it earlier, the Duo Sonic back whenever it came out, what, 6-7 years ago or whatever?
Like the re-release?
Yeah, whenever they did those re-releases of the
5
Duo
years ago.
Sonics. I got some friends out in California who were playing in indie bands and stuff, and everybody apparently has a Duo Sonic, and they've modded it to hell and shipped it all the pickups and stuff out. It seems really cool. But,
we had like 40 of them. You know how long it took us to sell those? We still have one. We literally have one left. It's I think I might just keep it as, I keep some like those guitars as a reminder of what not to do.
Just be like, hey, bad move.
No, but that being said, like, you know, like Fender style guitars have always been meant to be modded. That sort of thing. But then we were talking with Derek, who's actually, you know, behind the camera as he always is, not in the bathroom right now. He's here. But he was like, that's a lot of money to mod a guitar.
Yeah, I mean,
or is it?
Like a Fender Player Series right now, if you got a Strat, is $850, right?
Right.
So if you know, it's the same thing. Yeah.
No, well, I mean, but still, that is a lot of money.
It is
objectively, like $850 is a ton of money. Like, but then like we were looking at the math, you know, because the Duo Sonic was like $550 back in 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, 2016 when it came out, I think, and then that's about like $800 today in the weird inflationary guitar world that we live in.
Yeah.
Not normal inflation.
Yeah, considering how much things have went up, yeah, I definitely agree, you know. And the one thing with the Silver Sky that I noticed looking over the specs as we were putting our stuff up yesterday was that it actually has like a rosewood board, right? It's not Palpera.
I just have the giggles. I like one of the things like you can't tell when you're watching is like, but like Jonathan and Sean smell a lot differently. And it's just neat because I'm like, I don't have to look at him. I'm like, it's not Jonathan. He's not here. I know he's talking. I know you're talking and you're a person. I'm touching you and you're real. But I'm like, man, it's just weird. It's just different. It's fun.
A shower now, folks.
No, it's not bad. It's just a different smell. Jonathan has a very good smell too. He's sort of like musky and manly. You kind of have that sort of like
boyish charm.
I don't even know where to go. It's like, man, it's like One Direction's here, and it's great. But taller. Because Sean's tall. You're pretty tall.
Harry Styles is probably pretty tall, right?
Ethan, our friend, is friends with him. I guess apparently Harry Styles is amazing too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like super fun.
I could just see him saying something very prolific every 5 minutes, and you're
that's
just like,
Russell Brand.
Damn it.
That's who would. Oh, yeah. I would love to hang out with that dude.
Oh, yeah.
That guy would be like. I was watching him and like Jordan Peterson have a discussion, and I think it's neat because those two are like not what you would think are on the same sphere. But when you watch great communicators talk to each other, it was. Yeah. It was a really fascinating interview.
He did one with.
They're not twice now.
Who's the guy who you know he talks like this and he's a hard right guy. What's his name? Oh,
Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro. Him and Ben Shapiro had a conversation.
Russell Brand did?
Yes, it was amazing. They give you like 1 hour of it on YouTube. They're actually, it's really cool. They're like, what is it? Agreeing to disagree in like a kind way or something like that.
Could you imagine like if one of those guys were sitting on one of these benches, like we would get so pummeled. Oh, yeah. They're so smart. Yeah. Like all those guys, like just how they
probably know more about guitars than we do, to be honest.
No.
You don't think so?
Well, get him to the Greek. I mean, that would be Russell's
there you go.
touch with it. And the fact that he was married to Katy Perry. So yeah, he probably does. Never mind.
Pretty cool.
I mean, just to be married to Katy Perry and be in her universe for a minute.
And then she wrote Roar about him. And that's pretty cool.
Was that about him?
That's apparently about Russell Brand.
God.
Like in the video, if you watch it,
it would have been hard to have been married to Russell Brand at that time in life.
Oh yeah, he's a little crazy.
Back to modding. Sorry, we got distracted there. So, you do mod a lot?
I do.
So you're the guy. Like, so this is the idea. People are wanting to know. Watch this video, and they're like, "Hey, should we mod or not?" Like economically, the answer is no. Like in general, let's just give you a short answer. Like if you want to resell your guitar,
bad idea. Yeah,
No.
to mod.
Now,
yeah.
if you, it's just, yeah, but what if I put better pickups in it? Usually not a better thing.
Yeah, I mean, me and our Zach up in the front, we'll get to Zach's here in a minute, but we talked about how if you swap out, even with better pickups, you know, higher quality pickups, like let's say you put lollers in there or something like that, it still takes the value away from the guitar. And that's just kind of how it is.
In a strange universe, it
I don't
doesn't
think
make
it's necessarily
sense.
fair, but it's true, you know, and that's how it is. That's just the world we live in.
No, it's what's kind of like, you know, secondary car stuff. If you like take out the seats and put in like racing seats, it doesn't necessarily make it more valuable to the general consumer. Maybe to the niche consumer it does.
Yeah. Well, you know, working at the boat shop, what we would always tell people is just because you like it doesn't mean that everybody else likes it. So that's really what it comes down to with guitars too.
Yeah, I would not mod if I'm looking to ever resell a guitar unless you can put it all back to factory specs.
Yes. So keep all your parts is basically what Baxter's saying there, which is brilliant, you know.
I wish we could do subtitles that says keep all your parts. Just to translate the verbose.
Actually, Derek, if you can make it like drop down, like keep, and then all slides in, parts down at the bottom. That'd be great. Thanks, bud.
Derek's just irritated. He's so mad at Sean right now. Yeah. Sean's actually got Jonathan like duct-tied. What's duct-tied mean?
Duct-tied.
Duct-tied in the
closet. I took him back home.
Duct-tied and gutted. I was watching Thor: Dark World the other night with my kids, and like my oldest son, 8, he's 8. He's like freaking out and crying during this movie. I'm so confused because like the other kids just like chilling out watching. But anyway, it's when the guy cut his like chest open and put like a little thing in it, like so he could like turn himself into like a monster later. And he's like, oh my God, it's so horrible. And my other kids are eating popcorn, just laughing. Oh my God, I either have 2 serial killers or just a very sensitive child here. I don't know. But no, just keep your parts. But if you are going to mod, just mod for the joy of it. Don't plan to resell it. I think people are going to mod the PRS SE Silver Sky out the wazoo. And then I think guys like you, young cats, will be like, you're savvy enough, you know. Yeah. That like you ain't getting what you put into it.
No, whenever I've modded guitars that I have, it's because I know I'm like, this guitar is a guitar I'm going to keep forever, or at least until the point where I'm like, okay, I've gotten all the value out of it for myself. So if I did sell it, whatever I sold it for to me would be a profit, and I think that's what you go to.
That's a good way to think of it in some ways.
Like, because once you buy a guitar, a lot of people think, well, I've got this thing, and the value should grow, or I should be able to hold on to it, and it maintains its value. You got to figure out how much joy you kind of get from something, and then that's the value.
We've done the economics of enjoyment video too. That was a neat one.
That sounds hot.
It was a good. That was one of my favorite videos when I was talking with Jonathan. Because it is like you can cost factor how long you have a guitar, and if you want to get all weird and analytical, I paid like $2,000 for this. I'm going to own it for X amount of years. I play it for X amount of hours a day, so I'm paying $5 an hour to play this guitar. I think that's kind of crazy. Yeah. So it was like, I don't do that. I just have the enjoyment of having it around me and being in the room with me sometimes.
But bring immense joy, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't mod hardly at all. It's just not something I like to do. I pretty much play everything factory spec. If I'm getting a custom type of instrument, I spec it how I want it. I leave it how it is.
Yeah, I was about to say, you don't really, alter a guitar very much from the day you get it to,
No, that's the thing. Johnny always makes fun of me. Like, I don't have like a neck preference I like more than the other ones. I can play any guitar equally poorly. Yeah. It's like small neck, fat neck, little neck, intonated, not intonated, in tune-ish.
I mean, I think that's super cool though, because it makes for a better guitar playing experience sometimes, You're into everything.
I'm just in it to enjoy it.
There you go.
My time here on Earth is short. I want to have fun with it. If you like to mod it, mod it. If you're economically trying to do it to make more money, don't do that. Yeah. The worst thing you can ever do, and this has been done by a lot of people, is put parts casters together, then go to guitar stores and sell them, thinking you're going to make a profit on the parts that you put in there.
Yeah. Parts always cost more than the whole, right? So all these B-stock parts on Stratosphere, wherever you go to buy them, once you put them together, and
you can maybe sell them on the secondary markets and tertiary markets, but when you're going to a guitar store, I just like advice to people like, we get the guitars for less than you pay for them. Yeah. Like that's the idea of like how, and we have to sell it for a percentage above to make a profit, to pay for like the electricity and like the mortgage and the rent, and people to actually come there and sell you that guitar.
What's funny, people don't
products.
People don't think that, and that's funny to me. I'm like, well, what do you think we do? You think like we just sell them for like
Well, I mean,
cost, and we're all here just like
kind of. I mean,
you know, like yeah.
Sometimes we do that. If we had too much to drink or not enough sleep, it's a depressing moment. No, but yeah. Just don't put parts casters together and like think you're gonna create a business that way.
That's right.
I have a lot of jokes there. There are some businesses that have been created that way. Never mind.
I think a big deal too is to know yourself, right? Like you're gonna get enjoyment out of it. Yeah. So let's say that you are a trader, and we could put any name to somebody who trades.
Zach.
Zach.
If your name is Zach,
and
you're a guitar player, you're most likely a trader of gear and amps. And if your name is Zach and you live in, I don't know, let's say Texas. I'm just gonna make up a random state. You probably like start off with really great gear sometimes, and you trade it into like really bad gear. Yep. Not just for your own economic reasons of like, but just because you're not smart.
But if you know yourself that well and you do those things, whether you're Zach or not, just realize maybe I shouldn't mod this because in 3 months' time I'm gonna be wanting something different anyway. So if you get a Silver Sky, don't mod it right away if you're gonna get rid of it in 3 months. Maybe live with it a bit, and like a tattoo idea.
Back to the Silver Sky. Silver Sky is getting a lot of, because it's been on everyone's. We didn't do a video on it on purpose because we just don't do that part of the whole thing. Like it's just not our thing. Like when like the product releases, because we want to actually have the guitar and know what we think about it before we do anything. But getting back to it, I've sort of gotten sucked up in the marketing. I kind of want one right now, just because it is affordable-ish compared to like a $2,500 Silver Sky.
I mean, and the rosewood thing appeals to me.
That is one win.
Yeah, the wood is super cool. Just the fact that it actually does have rosewood for $850. That's awesome. I
will never not want a new Stratocaster, like a Fender Stratocaster. Like that is 100%. I always want new Fender Strats. So like with the PRS Silver Sky, I mean, let's call it spade a spade. It's pretty much like it's a Strat type of guitar. Sorry, Dylan. But I kind of want one. Yeah. I do. Like, and I can't buy every guitar that comes out because how many guitars. Fender's about to drop a whole bunch of new guitars on us next week, I think. Yeah. Like a whole bunch of new lines we're going to see and stuff. And it's going to be awesome. I'm super excited. But I can't get every one of them.
No. I mean, it's like the American Pro 2. I play American Originals and stuff like that. Good. But the American Pro 2s are amazing. The Mystic Seafoam green ones that we have right now are awesome.
With the rosewood board and then the maple board. Good. Oh, my Lord. And like, excited, I didn't. And they all, even though they're supposed to be the same, I'm talking about, I played a rosewood board American Pro 2 to a rosewood board American Pro 2, different color, slightly different sound.
Yeah.
And I know it's partly due to the setup. The strings are the same age though.
Yeah. I mean, the wood vibrations and stuff, we get into all that.
That's not a thing. Wood doesn't matter.
It's not real.
Not at all.
That's why acoustics all sound the same. Duh.
There's one angry comment on YouTube, like, it's like, you guys are idiots for thinking wood has a thing. I'm like, just call me an idiot. I guess that's okay. I'll be an idiot.
Yep. The world we live in.
This is the world.
Some people are idiots. Some people are Zachs.
And some people are just us. We're kind of like, we skate in the, we're sort of like in purgatory of idiocy and
Zachary.
Not idiocy. So I say if you're getting like, because it used to be, we were talking about classic vibe. Like that's a great modding guitar. That's the number one. If you're going to get a guitar and you want to mod it, get a classic vibe Strat or Tele and throw a new set of pickups. That's where I will refer you. Like Dylan at Dylan Talks Tone.
Yeah.
That dude's got some great like just harnesses. He can just slap right in those things. Yeah. Crushes. Just like check him out online. He's easy to work with. He might be in a city near you because he's homeless. By homeless, I mean
he's
he travels
on the street winding pickups people.
He travels around. He travels around in God, what is it? Like I guess some people call it an RV. I call it, I don't know, a horse and buggy.
I don't believe all that. I don't subscribe to that. He lives behind Applebee's. If you go behind Applebee's, you'll see him there.
Or behind our Golden Corral that's out of business. That's where he was staying when he pulled it in his town. He's like, I'm at an RV park. I saw him hanging out at
AstroTurf on the ground and everything.
Yeah. Anyway, just know it. Check. He has great pickup rigs for if you want to make the classic vibe, which we all think is one of the best guitars. For like $450. We have like 10 and just shipped that are coming to us, which I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. I'm excited to get my hands on them and play them and see. I think the actual Silver Sky is a
I was talking about classic vibes.
Oh, classic.
That's what shipped. I don't know if the Silver Sky.
I'm so caught up on the Silver Sky right now. I'm sorry, folks.
No, we just want to see him, but I'm excited. Classic vibe, but that's the thing is the money. Like we're talking about the 450. That's a great mod point. 850 is a little bit higher, but I think it's also still a great mod point.
Yeah.
Well, sub $1,000. Yeah. Is $2,000 something you mod?
In my opinion, if you're gonna keep it, yeah, do it.
I think you're insane.
There you go.
If you mod a 2000 right now, like, don't get me wrong, in 2 years from now, every Mexican built and overseas PRS and Fender will be $2,000 starting point. It's going to be the new price increase. That comes in February 1.
That's terrifying.
But I mean, think about it though. Like, we still go back to like the Twin, like the Fender Twin. I remember it.
It's great.
Starkly in my head. Like I think it was 10-ish years ago, $999.
Yeah. I mean, now we're at $2,000.
$2K.
Yeah.
It's still a great amp.
Yeah, they are.
If you are a monster and can carry those heavy things.
I will mine around a little cart.
That's all I got. So I'm gonna take over Johnny's part and say, click subscribe,
hit the bell.
Gotcha. That Great American Guitar Builder, check that out. Check out the Silver Sky on our giveaway. If you want it, you guys click subscribe. Gotta ring it, all that stuff, comment on it. And just thanks for hanging out with us. Sean, good seeing you, man.
It's good seeing you.
Let's do a hair touch. That was nice. Felt good. That's how you spread lice. Guitar, signing out.